August 1971. A Sunday night no one saw coming. A U.S. president steps onto national television, delivering a statement that lasted just 15 minutes, no bullets fired. Yet it caused a global earthquake. It ended a 27-year promise and crashed the financial order we all believed in. We call it the Nixon Shock. Was it a desperate act or a stroke of genius? Why did the U.S., the world's richest superpower, resort to this public act of financial bankruptcy? To find the truth, we must reopen the Bretton Woods case file. What was the U.S. trying to hide? What were the clues that led to this staggering economic crime? Let the investigation begin. The first clue lies in the contract signed in 1944. It stipulated 1 ounce of gold equals 35 U.S. dollars. Other nations trusted the USD because they knew, at any time, they could go to the Federal Reserve and exchange their paper dollars for real physical gold. The USD, at the time, was considered as good as gold. The evidence shows that this trust was merely a promise. It worked well, only as long as the U.S. had enough gold to back it. The U.S. was printing far too many keys, USD, compared to the treasure, gold, they held in reserve. Who was leaking the gold? None other than the U.S. government itself. To fund the Vietnam War and expensive Great Society programs, Washington pumped billions of dollars into the global market. U.S. inflation rose. But the committed value of the dollar, $35 per ounce, remained artificially fixed. The foreign witnesses began to suspect the integrity of the USD. President Charles de Gaulle of France publicly declared, "We don't want USD anymore. We want gold." This was no longer a minor withdrawal. This was an all-out attack on the USD. The U.S. was on the brink of breaking its promise. If the run on gold continued, the reserves would be depleted. It would be a global economic humiliation. Ending the USD's status, President Nixon had to act. But it had to be a bold, unforeseen move. The case had to be closed. On a secret August weekend, Nixon gathered his top economic advisors at Camp David. They had just 72 hours to decide the fate of the world's financial system. The plan: crash the system before it crashed itself. The final decision was made: to unilaterally suspend the convertibility of the dollar to gold. Nixon sold it as a temporary measure against foreign speculators. But the world understood the stark truth. The U.S. had revoked its promise. The Nixon shock was complete. The Bretton Woods system was assassinated. It wasn't just the end of the gold standard. It was a declaration of power. From now on, the dollar is backed by nothing but faith in the U.S. government. Global markets erupted in chaos. World currencies were left to float freely. Gold was unbound, and its price immediately soared over the next decade. The case was closed, but the consequences are still unfolding today. So, what is the verdict? Nixon didn't crash the gold market. He stopped it from crashing itself. The move gave the U.S. an invaluable privilege: the ability to print unlimited money to finance wars, spending, and maintain its superpower status. However, the legacy of Case File 1971 is inflation. When unbound by gold, governments can easily pump money into the system, eroding the purchasing power of citizens. It created the debt-ridden world we live in today. The U.S. won the fight in 1971, but at what cost? This case leaves every investor with one critical lesson. Always understand that the value of currency can be changed by a single statement. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to join the Finance Detective in uncovering the next case file. The dark story behind the birth of the credit card.